Hey guys, it's Sam, and in today's video I thought it would be fun to walk through my Strathmore Mixed Media sketchbook. And this sketchbook is actually extra special because all the artworks in there and more are in my latest book, my Watercolor Sketchbook art book. I thought it'd be fun to take a little tour into where most of the artwork from the art book came from. This handy little sketchbook right here. So if you guys haven't already heard, in my last video I mentioned that I published a new art book. So yeah, after you watch this video you can go watch the unboxing of this and see a little bit of some sneak peeks. I mean, you'll be seeing most of the artworks from this in this video, but you can see me unboxing this in the other video. Go watch my videos! Alright, so let's quit stalling. Let's go look at my sketchbook. Okay, so here's the sketchbook. It was my first time using this spiral-bound Strathmore Mixed Media paper, and if you've been on my streams, you know that more is coming about this paper and other papers. But anyway, let's get inside this sketchbook. So this first page is actually not my art, it's actually Alex's art. We went out to do some plein air talking and not really doing, and this was just some of his doodles that he used with, I think it was an Artist Loft marker. I just purchased the marker and I was letting him test it out. So of course we have some planes, we have a log, we have me, and some other little doodles. And before we get over here, just some more of his, some artwork. So this was a mix of things, and I talk about this more in the book. But I was playing around with a lot of different brushes and just different stuff that I had. I can't remember if this was my first with the koi watercolors, but yeah, this was kind of the one that really led into this whole sketchbook, and I'm still pretty fond of it. I kind of like the brushy style with like the detail and like the kind of blurs out. I don't know. I'm just fond of this one. I like this one. So this one was following a tutorial on YouTube. I just had done a couple watercolor paintings prior to this, and I kind of had some questions, and that's typically when I like to look at tutorials. And this one in particular I kind of struggled with, but it seemed to be much more so my brushes than me as a person. I'm not that bad, you guys, I swear. But yeah, here was kind of where I was like, alright, I think I'm gonna try my Ohuhu brushes instead of the Aquash brushes because, my god. This was, this boat just really shows, and these clouds, just everything. The Aquash brushes, apparently not so good. So here's where I started using the Ohuhu brushes, and yeah, not too much to say about that. I was happy with it going more in a direction that I wanted. And most of this sketchbook is just me playing around, trying to figure out this medium, trying to figure out these brushes, Yeah, most of these paintings in this were actually done on my Twitch, so if you don't already follow me, you should consider. It's not always watercolor, it's typically random what I do. So if you're up for random, and if you're up for more of me, it's available for you. So here I was just kind of playing around with values and color, and it didn't really turn out how I wanted to, but I should definitely try and do some more architecture building type stuff, because that was pretty fun. This one, I swear to you guys, was supposed to be fire. I know it doesn't actually look like it, but I tried, okay? I tried really hard. I do want to do more with fire though, just because it's cool to have that dark contrast, and I'm a big fan of high contrast stuff, so hopefully I'll be able to do more of these soon. This was a turtle. I had a lot of fun with this one. And actually the little speckling that you might be able to see, that's actually not my doing, that's actually the koi watercolor set that I was using. I don't really know if I know enough about watercolors to really give that a decent review, but sometimes it kind of has like this chalky after effect with the paintings, and in this case it just so happened to kind of work out because I think the texture worked well with the water and the turtle. This was a paint-along from Sarah Burns Studios over on Twitch, and I'll put a link to her channel, and I'll also put a link, sorry, I just mentioned this before, Lindsay, oh, where'd it go? Here we go. Lindsay, I'll put a link to her YouTube channel in the description as well. So, following a tutorial by these two lovely ladies, and I don't know, I think it's helpful every once in a while to kind of dabble into tutorial and actually try it, guys. Don't just watch tutorials. because you learn quite a bit and it's very helpful, especially when I'm super lost in this medium of watercolor. And it kind of worked out that she was doing kind of a watery themed one, because water is something I've just been perpetually struggling with, even with digital mediums. So here was just a water study I did, and then another one, and I'm not too big of a fan of this one, but Alex seemed to like it, so I guess that's something. And this one was probably my favorite series. It's one where I repeatedly drew this painting, and I still really love this wave, and I might actually draw it again in the future, but beautiful, beautiful reference photo, and drew this on stream, wasn't happy with it, and I drew it again, and you can definitely see a big difference. And after that I was like, still doesn't have that punch that I want. So I drew it a third time, and I definitely think that one came out the best. And it definitely pays to draw something more than once, for sure. Some more water studies. You can kind of see these are a little bit grouped together theme-wise. I was doing a lot of water. Here's where we get into doing some clouds. This one's kind of like the I didn't really know what I was doing version. What I did was I took, I think these were my Ohuhu brushes, and kind of going around a white of the paper to make the shapes, and that just kind of turned into a little bit of a disaster. And I tried it again here, but this time I used my Groombosher, I don't know how you pronounce it, filbert brush, and the result was definitely much smoother, but still didn't get me where I wanted to go, and so I played around with, can't remember which brush I used on this one, but I used tissues to pick up the clouds. And then on this one I did the tissue thing in combination with then going around the clouds afterwards with another layer of blue. I don't know, I'm still trying to learn, so I'm just kind of playing around, experimenting, seeing what works and what doesn't work. So here's some more cloud pictures. This time I was testing out using white, the color you're not supposed to use with watercolor, just because why not? It's there, I wanted to see what happens. And I might play around with the white more in the future, because this one showed me I kind of needed to think a little bit more about what I do with it before I use it. Then we're back here with the water and the waves. This one was pretty tricky to do, but I think it came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Then trying to get, you know, some smooth gradients down, trying to do some more water. Now I'm doing a little bit of rocks. I try not to do too many things at once when I'm practicing and experimenting with things. And here I was testing both the paper and the brushes that I have, as well as the painting technique. So take this with a massive grain of salt, because I am not a professional watercolor painter person. I am a very noob person, and yeah, so here was the wet on wet with Ohuhu and my Groombosher, I don't know, filbert brush. And then here was wet on dry, and I definitely had a better handle on the filbert. But yeah, I think you could still kind of do similar stuff with the Ohuhu. I had to play around with it a bit more, but I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure stuff out. Here's this galaxy one. Galaxies are really fun to do, but they take so long. Just because of the dry time. This one was actually okay. This was actually a really fun stream, because if you guys had seen how this started, you'd be like, wait, this is how it ends? This actually started with just giant blobs on the paper, and it looks really bad, but it's actually kind of funny how I managed to kind of make it work out in the end. And this one's actually one of my favorites, and I really like how saturated it is. And I don't know, this one was just a really fun one, and I might want to do this one again in the future, just because I really like the reference photo too, but we'll see, we'll see. So this moon was done with the Finetech paints, and I wanted to really use these because I never really use them. But as far as the rest of the watercolors in this, it's all the koi watercolors. And but in combination with the Finetech, I also used some new pens I got, and obviously watercolor. Just trying to play it around with mixed media and different tools and stuff. Another one of my favorites. Very stressful and dramatic stream, and but it was good. It was fun. I appreciate you guys who came out and cheered me on. This was also a really pretty reference photo and a really fun one to work with. A lot of these I really want to come back to and do again, just to see if I can do them any different or any better. things that I've learned since then. I don't know, I'm still excited about my watercolor journey. And here was me trying to learn how to make my own pinks, because that was something that I was kind of struggling with. I didn't want to rely on pre-made pinks. I wanted to try and learn how to mix my own. So here's me doing a flamingo and trying out a whole bunch of different pinks. So same thing here. I was doing a pig and doing the hay. This is supposed to be hay. I know it's not super obvious, but the little piggy is laying on some hay, and after I did this, I was like, okay, I practiced some pink. I think I'm okay on pink. I need to practice grass. So that's kind of the fun thing with this little journey of mine. Like, it started off with things that, like, just random fun things, and I'm like, oh wait, well I think I need some help with water, so then I practice water for a little bit. And it's like, oh hey, I'm not so good at clouds, let's do clouds for a little bit. And then that goes for a little bit, and then I'm like, hey, I need to practice pink, and then it's like, okay, I kind of got pink, and now I learned, oh, let's go jump to grass. So it's kind of fun to do like a couple paintings, each with like a different area of focus. So here's my first attempt at like a grassy field. Funnily enough, these little bush things gave me the most trouble. And then here's some more that kind of just looks like a bit of a desert, but it's grass, I swear. I kind of like the colors in this one. I just wish I got it looking more like grass. But a lot of this is me just trying out things and seeing what works and experimenting. A lot of experimenting. This one was a 30-minute challenge from 30minmun over on Twitter. If you guys don't already follow the account, go follow it. It's weekly 30-minute challenges. New ones posted every Monday. It's a lot of fun. Definitely go check it out on Twitter. I'll put a link in the description if you want to go check it out. So back to grass. Here we are. This one gave me a bit of a struggle. Ended up having to go in with some black ink to really get that grassy feel going, and I think the black and the white ink really saved the day here. So definitely needed to look up a tutorial by this point. I figured out all I could. I needed some outside help. So I did, and I looked up a tutorial. And again, I'll put links in the description to all the people whose tutorials I've used. This one was Smoothie77, and I didn't follow his tutorial exactly, but it was quite helpful. And one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, wouldn't that be obvious? I was using the fan brush, who knew? And I also tried to use my Staedtlers here, but apparently they're quite water soluble, so they got everywhere. Yeah, so this gave me a new way to approach grass and just other ideas to try and input and practice with myself. So here was a plein air where I tried to incorporate some of that grass knowledge. It was definitely different than probably what I would have done. It was a bit tricky because a lot of it was far distant grass, but I think it's like slow progress to get there. Then here I'm like, okay, I really need to practice trees. How trees, how do? And so that's kind of what started happening next. So here you can kind of see I'm combining the water with, now I'm doing like these bushes and trees, trying to figure out trees. This one was also pretty fun to do. Some more trees, and now we have some grass combination. I get to practice out that fan brush action. Also trying some more different things, different tools. Now we're using a toothbrush. And here we are, the finale of the sketchbook with the last page. Yeah, this combining the grass again with the tree and just a whole bunch of different techniques and playing around there. And this one was also quite enjoyable to do, and I'm pretty happy with it. It feels like a nice way to end the sketchbook. So it's quite the journey, quite lots of pages, and I'm excited to keep going with watercolor and seeing where it takes me. Alright, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that little peek inside. It wasn't really a little peek, you guys like literally saw the whole thing, but I hope you guys enjoyed looking through this sketchbook, and if you would like to have the artwork there in front of you in person to stare at for however long you want, and as well as see some of my other watercolor sketches that I've done this year, you can get my art book. The link will be in the description if you'd like to check it out, along with the unboxing video if you want to watch that. And of course, if you're interested, I'll put links in the description to my other two books, my coloring book and my giant, massive novel. So if you guys would like any of my books, I'll put links to all of them in the description. I should be holding the other one. Hold on a second. So yeah, if you guys want any of these books, the links will be in the description down below. I greatly appreciate all of you guys who have checked it out and even purchased some of these. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support. And hopefully you guys like the content and all that stuff. But yeah, if you'd like to see me do some more watercolor experiments or just drawing in general, because I don't always stream watercolor on Twitch, but if you'd like to see me draw live and stuff, that's on Twitch. The link for that will also be in the description down below. Alright, so that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye! There's a plane saying goodbye to... Why not?